In this video I'm going to first explain how to create an HTML table, and then I'll explain what JSON data is and how to use it. After that I will show you how to generate a table from JSON data, so we end up with a table like the following. So let's get started. I'm going to create a div with a class of container. This is to position the table on the screen. So next I'm going to create a table element. I'm going to give it a cell padding of 10px. The cell padding is set to 10px so that the text is not jammed up against the cell border. The cell spacing is set to 0 so there is no spacing between the cells. Next, I'm going to create a caption, which is going to appear at the top of the table. Table of users, and then table row, TR for table row, and then I'm going to create the headers now. So TH for table header. I'm going to create a name header, and TH again, email, region, and country. So that's the headers. I'll create the first row, table row again, and then this is going to be TD and Rogan Lee, and then I'm going to copy and paste this email, Control V, that's it, TD, ZAR, and TD, and Mexico. Right. So there we are, that's the first line. And if I copy these down a couple of times, Zana Hodge, email, right. And our region, can't pronounce this one. Country's Chile. Right. I won't bother doing the third one. You get the idea. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it with JavaScript. We're going to fill the table inside with JavaScript. So for now I'm going to delete this Before I can create the inside of the table with JavaScript, I need to show you how to use JSON data. I'm going to create a div with an ID of my JSON. Then I can create a script tag here, and I can create some JSON in here. So I'm going to start with constant JSON object equals, and then you use curly braces for JSON, for a JSON object, and I'm going to give, you have a label and a name value. So I'm going to give it fruit for the label, and you separate it with a colon, and then apple. So the fruit is apple, and I'm going to give it color green. Now I'm going to set a reference to the my JSON div. So I'm going to call this my JSON equals document.get element by ID, and the ID is going to be my JSON. This should have a dash. No, rather this should have a dash. Okay. So now if I go my JSON dot inner text, and then I'm going to use backslashes, and then I can create text and JavaScript as well as the inner text. So I'm going to call this JSON object dot fruit. That'll come up in text, and then is, and I'm going to put this in a dollar and curly braces, and then JSON object dot fruit. Right, so if I save that, we've got JSON object fruit is, JSON object fruit is, and then apple, JSON object fruit dot fruit is apple. The dot fruit refers to this fruit, and you get the value, which is apple. If I'll put this on a separate line, and then put this under here, and then if I go copy this down, and instead of fruit, call this color this time, and JSON object dot color. And this time we'll get the color, and the color is green. JSON object dot color is green. So if we go into this color here, green. And you can go on having name values, etc. Let's try another example. Let's delete this. And I'm going to go employee Fred blocks. That's the employee. And I'm going to go children for the another label. And then I can put an array here. I'm going to put Bill, Ben, and Mary for Fred Bloggs' children. And then we do JSON object dot employee, that's employee, which is similar to before. And then here I can do JSON object dot children, and if I go naught, children naught, that's children naught, and for children naught I get Bill, and Bill is the first name in the children array. You see? So if I wanted to, I could copy this down a couple of times. Change this to 1, this to 1, this to 2, this to 2, save that, and now we've got all the names out for all the children in the array. What I could also do is I can have an array of JSON objects. So I can have an array, and then I can have employee, Fred Bloggs, job, bricklayer, and this one can be Tim Buck 2, being a carpenter, this one's, make this Mary Jones, we'll make her a manager. And then I can go JSON object naught employee, JSON object naught employee, hate those. Need to put commas here between these objects. That's it. So JSON object employee is Fred Bloggs, and if I do JSON object 1 job is $JSON object 1 dot job. I get carpenter because I'm selecting this one and I'm selecting the job. It's carpenter. So now you should have some idea of what JSON data is. So I can delete this now so as we can concentrate on creating the table that delete these, this line. That's it. So go over to the JavaScript, create constant table equals document dot query selector, that's table. The next thing I want to do is generate some dummy data. So I'm going to go to a site called generatedata.com. I'm going to select name, phone, email, street address, postal zip, region and country. And then from here I'm going to select JSON for the data format we want. And then I'm going to click on generate. So now we have an array of 5 JSON objects. So I'll select those. Copy those. And then here, paste that in. So if I go to the top of this array, I put in, give it a name, constant my data equals, and then I'm going to select the first one, the first object, my headings array equals, I'm going to use object.keys that select the key values of my data naught. So I'm selecting the first object in the array, and then I'm using the object keys is going to take these names of the first object and put them into this array. So what I'll do is I'll console log out the my headings array, see, there it is down there, name, phone, email, address, postal, region, country. Next I'm going to get constant th array equals, and then my headings array, start this on a new line, dot map, so I'm going to call this headings, heading, and then use backslashes. I'm going to put the table headings in now, th, and then dollar curly brackets heading, then closing brackets th. Right. So we see what that looks like. The console log that out. My th table heading array. There we are. There they are. There's the array now with table headings. Right. Delete this for now. And here I'm going to put a comment. 2 slashes first for the comment. And I'm going to put array of th and headings. And I'm going to do an example. Th name / th dot dot dot, so you know what it is. And next do the values. Constant my values array equals my data dot map row. So we're going to get the row. To get my values array, I'm going to need 2 maps. The first map, which is an outer map, it gets the row, and the inner map takes the row and creates the table data element with each row value inside. We take the row and then dot map each row to get a value. I call it val, and then backslashes td for the table data, and then we put dollar curly brackets val, and then td close the element. So I'll console log that out so it's going to have a look at it. Console log my values array. Yes. Right. So now we have an array of arrays which will need to be flattened out into just one long string. So I'll delete this and then here I'm going to put a comment, nested array of values. Right. And then here I'm going to select, create a variable called my values. I'm going to set it as empty at the moment. And then I'm going to take the my values array, a nested array, and then for each array, so we're getting the each inner array now, and I'm going to do my values plus equals, and then tr and then here I'm going to do take the array, the inner array, and I'm going to use join. This will make it into a string. Close the element, the table row element. So console log that out. My values. There we have it. Just one long string of all the table rows and table data. Okay. Now, next thing to do is set a constant my headings container. So this is going to contain the headings and the caption. So I'm going to create caption table of users. And here go table row tr goes in, and then in between here put $my th array dot join. Once again, we're using the join function to convert the my th array into one long string. So let's see what that looks like. Console log that out. So .log my headings container. Okay, so you've got the caption and the headings there. So what we've got to do now is delete this and then go table dot inner HTML equals my headings container plus my values. And there we have our table. Needs styling at the moment. Okay, we just need to do the CSS to make it look tidy. Start off with the body. I'm going to give this a height of 100 viewport height. And then I'm going to use the container to position the table. Give it display flex direction is column. We want it to stack. Justify content center. Align items center. Height, I'm going to make it 60%. Save that. So it's positioned the table near the top. See, now it's then central width wise and near the top height wise. Right. So now table border is 3px solid hash 565656. Right, gives the table border, and then caption font size to rem, margin 1 em naught, now table td, table data, and table header th, go border 1px, border colon 1px solid hash 565656 again. Alright, so that gives us borders all around the tables now, and table th, table header, background color is hash 869960. Gives us a green, and the color is hash FFF to give us a white. Okay, on a bigger screen, looks like that. In this video we learnt how to create an HTML table. Then we learnt how to create a JSON object. We then learnt that JSON object value can be an array. Also, one thing that I didn't show you but is worth mentioning is an object value can be another JSON object. Next, we used JavaScript to insert the caption, the table headers and the table data into the table element. Then we styled it with CSS. Keep the code you created for the next video, because in the next video I will show you how to use the column headings value to sort the table by column. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe for more.